When it comes to the game we love, having the right gear makes all the difference.
Gold Line's new curling shoes and brooms are a game changer.
The shoes, unbelievably comfortable.
And the brooms, lightweight and effective, giving you control on every sweep.
When I step onto the ice, I'm not just prepared, I look sharp.
Have you seen these shoes? They are a game changer.
And the brooms, light as a feather.
It's a Gold Line.
It's a Gold Line.
It's a Gold Line.
And is the choice of champions.
Final stone. Does he have it? Yes, he does! What a shot! John Schuster! Oh my goodness! A third of a rock for... That would make sense why he did curl.
Well, we gotta not kill that. It's gotta just be in the catch zone.
I mean, my gut is like hack to board and just roll 3 feet. 2 feet.
Yeah? Yeah, I think it's probably just hack.
You're always touching the 6.
I don't know that this leaves the 4 foot with hack.
Really good spots for Mouat.
I think John's in a situation where he needs to send one of the red guards back. Oh, baby.
Yeah, and it's dead nose and just, it's gonna go spinning. This actually might catch 2 and just leak back.
I think it does.
Okay, so it might, close to dead.
Hammer something.
Extra focus of the players, because sometimes you just couldn't hear yourself thinking, and we needed to like use signs and show what we meant instead of just shouting out a number or like play this hit and roll kind of thing. We had to show everything, so that added another level, I guess, to our game. After that, we've been a little better when the crowd is loud or when you can't hear as well.
Johnson on this one here.
Can't hear yet for line ever.
No, they like line. Now does it have the speed? They like the line. Does it have the speed? They're going hard for line. You have to get by this top yellow. Trevor Johnson leaning on it. He's by it. Now does it stop in time? Has to stop in time. What a shot from Ryland Kleider. We thought it was maybe the hardest option up from the booth, but that's why we're not down there.
I've stood at the pinnacle of curling and battled in the most intense games.
Out on the ice, there's no room for compromise.
And when the pressure's on, every millimeter counts.
It's not just a game.
It's about maximizing performance,
Pushing limits.
Seizing victory.
When victory hangs in the balance,
I know what I'm relying on.
It's a Gold Line. It's a Gold Line.
it's a Gold Line.
And it's the choice of champions. And battled in the most intense games.
Out on the ice, there's no room for compromise.
And when the pressure's on, every millimeter counts.
It's not just a game.
It's about maximizing performance,
Pushing limits.
Seizing victory.
When victory hangs in the balance,
I know what I'm relying on.
It's a Gold Line. It's a Gold Line.
it's a Gold Line.
And it's the choice of champions.
When it comes to the game we love, having the right gear makes all the difference.
Gold Line's new curling shoes and brooms are a game changer.
The shoes, unbelievably comfortable.
And the brooms, lightweight and effective, giving you control on every sweep.
When I step onto the ice, I'm not just prepared, I look sharp.
Have you seen these shoes? they are a game changer.
And the brooms? Light as a feather.
It's a gold line.
It's a gold line.
It's a gold line.
And is the choice of champions.
Final stone.
Whoa! Whoa! Girl! Easy! Whoa!
Does he have it? Yes, he does! What a shot! John Schuster! Oh my goodness! A third of a rock for... That would make sense why he did curl.
Well, we gotta not kill that. It's gotta just be in the catch zone.
I mean, my gut is like hack to board and just roll 3 feet. 2 feet.
Yeah? Yeah, I think it's probably just hack.
You're always touching the 6.
I don't know that this leaves the 4 foot with hack.
Really good spots for Mouat.
I think John's in a situation where he needs to send one of the right guards back.
Yeah, if it's dead nose and just, it's gonna go spinning. This actually might catch 2 and just leak back.
I think it does.
Okay, so it might, close to dead.
Hammer something.
Extra focus of the players, because sometimes you just couldn't hear yourself thinking, and we needed to like use signs and show what we meant instead of just shouting out a number or like play this hit and roll kind of thing. We had to show everything, so that added another level, I guess, to our game. After that, we've been a little better when the crowd is loud or when you can't hear as well.
Johnson on this one here.
Can't hear yet for line ever.
No, they like line. Now does it have the speed? They like the line. Does it have the speed? They're going hard for line. You have to get by this top yellow. Trevor Johnson leaning on it. He's by it. Now does it stop in time? Has to stop in time. What a shot from Ryland Kleider. We thought it was maybe the hardest option up from the booth, but that's why we're not down there.
I stood at the pinnacle of curling and battled in the most intense games.
Out on the ice, there's no room for compromise.
And when the pressure's on, every millimeter counts.
It's not just a game.
It's about maximizing performance,
Pushing limits.
Seizing victory.
When victory hangs in the balance,
I know what I'm relying on.
it's a gold line.
It's a gold line.
It's a gold line.
And it's the choice of champions. And battled in the most intense games.
Out on the ice, there's no room for
Last drop. 8th in. From the Giants. Isabel Verano.
We are live from the Mattamy Athletic Center for the AMJ Players Championship last leg of the Grand Slam of Curling Tour. I'm Tyler George, joined by World Mixed Doubles Champion Isabella Vrana. Bella, thanks for joining. Got a great game ahead of us here. Bruce Mouat taking on Ross Whyte. We've made our picks. We're not going to tell anybody what they are because we don't do that.
Yeah, it would be a very fun game to watch. They played each other lots this season, but also before.
Yeah, rivalry game. We always like having these. And they're very familiar with each other, obviously. Played against each other in the Scottish Nationals as well, and it's always a bit of controversy with Scotland and who goes to Worlds and what the selection process is. And with Ross winning the Scottish playdowns, they maybe had a little bit of beef with saying we should be the top team, and wouldn't blame them for thinking that, but then if you consider Mouat the #2 team in Scotland, they are still ranked #1 in the world. They did, of course, win the World Championship, so you probably have two teams here that are capable of winning a Worlds, but have to play against each other just to get out of their own country.
Yeah, it's Mouat has an unreal season, and these two teams have won all the Grand Slams this year, so they have some good teams in Scotland right now.
That's a good point. We have all the Grand Slam titles on one sheet for this matchup. Your MC Robbie Doherty introducing the teams. We'll let him take it from here. We'll be back with you in a minute.
First up, throwing the Red Rocks, coming in with a record of 2-0, throwing out of Aarau, Switzerland, and throwing the Yellow Rocks, coming in with a record of 1-2, coming out of Kitami, Japan, Team Fujisawa. And over to Sheet B, first up, throwing the Yellow Rocks, coming in with a 1-2 record from Fusen, Germany, Team Muscovy. And throwing the Red Rocks, coming in with a 1-1 record from Gladus, Switzerland, Team Osney. And over to Sheet C, first up, throwing the Red Rocks, coming in with a 3-0 record from Stirling, Scotland, Team Mouat. And throwing the Yellow Rocks, coming in with a 1-2 record, also from Stirling, Scotland, Team Whyte. And our feature matchup on Sportsnet on Sheet D, first up, throwing the Yellow Rocks, coming in with a 1-1 record from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, Team Gunsko. And their opponents throwing the Red Rocks, coming in with a 2-1 record from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, Team Jacobs. Curling fans, make as much noise as you want, but please, no flash photography. Games will begin momentarily. Good luck to all, and good curling.
Well, many have tried to talk over Robbie Doherty over the years. I don't think that I want to try to do that again. So we are back now with the lineups for this feature matchup. 14 Mouat at lead, Hammy McMillan Jr., second Bobby Lemmy, third Grant Hardy, and skip Bruce Mouat. On the other side for Team Whyte, lead Ewan Kyle, second Duncan McFadgen, third Robin Bryden, and skip Ross Whyte. So Bella, we already mentioned both of these teams have won Grand Slams this year. Whyte winning the last one, so coming in with at least slam momentum. But I think this is a game, again, for the reasons we talked about, you really want to win regardless of where you're at and take one off of Bruce.
Yeah, and they are still friends, but there's some rivalry between these two teams. They practice with each other in Stirling during the weeks, and then they go compete against each other. It must be a special situation, but they know each other well.
You always want to beat your friends, too, especially the ones you see all the time, as I'm sure you can attest to, that there's some teams you're closer with, but you really want the bragging rights over those squads when you get a chance to play them.
Well, of course, yes.
Not that you ever want to lose, but those are the ones that have a little bit extra motivation.
Line's good.
Team Whyte with hammer here in the first stand. One thing we will tell you about our picks is Bella had Whyte to get hammer.
Yeah.
Of course, you're right. I'm wrong, which is, I think, just how we're going to have things go from here on out. Hammy Jr. First stone goes into the top of the 12-foot. Ross giving that a quick check to see if they could nose and be out of the rings. Doesn't believe they can, so you and Kyle throwing the out-turn corner guard to get things going for his squad. Their second game of the day took on Mark Moskatovitz from Germany in the early morning draw. We were on that game, and same as what we usually see with this Moskatovitz team. Bella just draw after draw after draw and kind of wore Team Whyte down. They had opportunities to win the game, and great tap for the win by Mark. So you've played plenty of 2-3 game days in your life. You always want to get back out there pretty quickly and get that taste out of your mouth.
Line's good.
Yes, of course. And
good. 2/3.
after a loss, you want to go out there and win even more. So
Top of the sign. All grand.
I can imagine they are pumped to go out and get a win today.
Center guard right to the center line this time from Hammy.
Don't hit that.
Whyte will go under their corner immediately and make use of it.
How about there? Okay, close. Line's good. Line's great. Line's great. Carl.
Bella, you played on this sheet already. You said to expect a little bit more curl on the turn that they're playing right now. So the in-turn going down for the non-heathen righties as opposed to the lefty.
Yeah.
You and Kyle just threw. But more curl towards sheet D, little less curl going towards sheet B.
13-8, I think I heard you say.
Yes, towards the board.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, we had that when we played this sheet yesterday. I think the ice has been good, but there has been some differences between the sides on all sheets.
Clean.
Yeah, we've noticed that from up here too. There's been a straighter side and a swingier side on all 4 sheets, which is a little bit unusual. The center sheets generally tend to be more consistent, but it's not that they're inconsistent. You're seeing the same thing on opposite sides of the sheet each time, but just a little bit of a surprise that you're having a straighter side and a swingier side on a sheet that's not coming off of the wall or the fans.
Yeah. It's also
11-5.
A bit further into the competition, so you might see a little bit less curl also during these games rather than the first ones.
And the other thing that we commented on up here too, and the players have been talking about it during the games, is the striking bands in the houses are not nearly as live as what we normally see. So you're not seeing nearly as many hack weight shots that hit a third of a stone that are clearing a rock. You really have to hit a good piece of it in order to get it to go out of the rings.
Just so soft.
And the hit and roll, same thing. It looks like teams are hitting spots where they feel like they're making the roll, but it's not getting it.
Yeah, it's been a little bit tricky, but I think it's
wanna just bump that slightly?
overall very good ice as usual
Wanna freeze here?
when we play at the Grand Slam, so that's good. But
yeah, as long as it's doing the same thing every time, then that's great. So no problem with any of these things. Just the teams have to pick up on them and adjust to them.
Wait, would have been good. I like this.
That dig just barely touches the corner guard.
You roll right in front of the red too if you're really good.
those are tough when you don't get the guard away or the stone behind it.
And they call Bobby Lammy. Trying to play the run over curls.
Roll off the top one.
Not sure there's a player on tour that uses every part of his body sweeping more than Bobby. It's very frantic out there. I don't want to use the word spastic.
11, 5,
you can
12.
if you want.
11, 5, 12.
I'm thinking like 11 and 11 and a half.
Okay.
The touch first, shouldn't it?
Big dunk. Duncan McFadden with his second year in the first end.
Clean, yep. 11 and a half. Clean. Yep.
Never off. Never off.
Whoa.
He's just
A good position there, Bella, keeping that center controlled with a tight rock. Rather have it be yours than theirs.
Nose this. No, you can come up here. 10-5.
You see, it's in such a good position, so Bruce Mouat wanna remove it and stay there himself.
When I swept it the whole straight out of your hand, it just feels like it just doesn't go back, and then you have to put a brush on it, and it just depends where it traps it.
Grant Hardy playing the same shot.
Yes.
Going to take that position back.
Yes. Yes. Definitely. I didn't think the slide was that far away. Okay.
Grant looked to have a really good Worlds from what I saw when I watched. Didn't miss many shots.
Not very many. No, you get one out of him, then you have to kind of rub your eyes. Like, what did I see? Was that a legitimate miss? And it kind of goes for the entire team too. Just you don't get many opportunities against them. When you get misses, you have to take advantage. Here's Robin Bryden.
Whoa, Carl. Carl. Got it, Carl.
All right, keep going.
Trying to roll this
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
away, but ends up nose instead, which is next best shot.
Kind of rather roll a stone this way, yep.
Yeah.
They will have opportunity now to hit and roll.
Same way. Same way.
If the double was made, I think you would roll out, so it wasn't terrible,
11.
but
He wasn't awful, but roll a stone's perfect.
I think they wanted it to curl a bit more.
So Hardy now playing the soft weight
Yes,
hits.
yes, yes.
Whoa.
Clean, clean.
Whoa.
Clean, yes.
Come on, Bobby, try a little harder. There we go.
Straight.
Clean. Yep. Whoa.
Hard, hard. Yep. Whoa, whoa.
Trying to roll a little bit wide on top of the other yellow.
Hard.
Really good, really good.
Really well done. Good shot from Bub.
Very
Sweep
good.
from Bub. Good shot from Grant.
Great position. It's tricky to take that out and still be in the house, and you can't roll into the center, so that's great result.
Clean.
Bryden playing similar shot.
Clean. Whoa. Yep.
Hard not to leave a double back now for Whyte.
I think you want to make sure you don't leave
Hard,
a
gotta go.
double with a roll towards the center.
And that's what they've left.
11-5.
Definitely have it there.
Do they go for the straight double?
Easy
or?
peel.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, Easy Peel says they're trying to play the roll as well.
Easy peel. Yeah, good for us. Easy peel. Yeah. Your height's good.
Hear that term a lot now with teams. They have different peel weights. Usually 3. We hear the easy peel, there's peel, and we heard from Team Whyte earlier today they called big peel, which then we're like, oh, okay, what are we going to get here? It was pretty big.
Yeah, teams can't throw so hard nowadays, so you gotta watch your weight sometimes.
Close, yep.
I said he was.
Whoa.
I think
Mouat with easy peel,
Yep, yep.
trying to get inside, make the double and roll. No, just plain nose.
I mean, the roll.
It looked like that was always the plan. They called the sweep straight down just to nose and make the double. Maybe a little concerned they might over-roll and wanted to make sure without hammer both go.
Are you seeing that?
I think it's gonna be close.
We were there to try and get outside, and it was
Your
on the
9.
side.
Your 9 ran really good.
Yeah, I like that.
I think we have to play the roll. I think he's gonna make something on there.
shot. 10. Hit the tight centre guard, roll to cover the corner.
Just try and go. Yeah.
Opposition appreciation. So we get in the
Ross Whyte, his first in the first end of action.
9-7.
Oh.
Carl. Carl. Whoa. Carl. Carl. Carl.
Rolls to side of the button. Looks like there may be a port there, Bella, to come through.
Yeah, it's a tight port. They could go through it.
Kind of like 11-5, Bruce. If you're tight by that, you could almost overcurl.
Okay.
11-5.
Yeah.
You prefer coming through the hole to just playing the slash on the shorter stone? You think there's a little more margin for error with the port?
Yes, but I also think it's harder to make the run back and the stick undercover.
Sure.
With this one, if you get a little roll into under the center guard, it's going to be a tough score for Whyte.
Mouat's last. Trying to navigate this port.
Close,
Stay away from giving it 2.
Whoa! Yes!
Seeing them make so many of these shots with these in-between weights.
Hard! Hard! Gotta go, Hammy. Gotta
Really
go.
tight to the guard. It does wreck the guard, so there is one of those misses that we talked about from Team Mouat.
Just like that. Yeah. There's where
Very good opportunity here for Team Whyte. Start off the game with a deuce against Mouat.
Okay. Whatever you see. If you're liking that draw, I'm okay with it. I feel pretty confident.
Electing to come up to their own, closer to the draw of the button path.
Happy with this line?
No idea.
Pretty confident with this. We've got a couple of
This side should be the little bit of straighter side, so the port should be fine to navigate through.
We'll let you know when you're on one.
Whyte has chosen his path. Final stone. First end. Just needs to hit full 12 foot.
Carl, please. Carl.
Making sure it gets off that corner guard on the straighter side, as you mentioned, Bella.
Hi, Carl. Keep going.
Just trying to get a piece of their own to make sure it stops. Good enough. It's a 5 in the books and a point on the board.
14-3.
Whyte gets their 2 in the first. They lead Mouat 2-0 onto the second end.
The 2025-2026 Grand Slam of Curling schedule is out, with big events happening all over Canada, like the Masters heading to London in September, the Tour Challenge from Nisku this October, the Canadian Open from Saskatoon in December, and the Players' Championship from Steinbeck coming in January. Early bird weekend and full event passes on sale now at gsoctickets.com. Let's rock!
The slight error from Mouat on his last opens the door for Whyte to get their 2, following up a nice hit and roll from Ross Whyte. 2-0 onto the second end. Again, Tyler George here with Bellavrano. You proud of me that I get your last name pronounced right, too, for us North Americans that usually don't know how to do those things?
Yeah, that was really good.
It was pretty good, right? Yeah. I take pride in that. I mean, you're sitting right here, too. I mean, I'm within reach with the good punch, so. Well, that one slides onto the paint again. But Mouat going to ignore it, Bella.
I think they're looking for a deuce themselves here, putting up a corner guard, try to build something.
Line's good. We got room.
Corner guard right to the logo from Junior. I have no idea if he likes being called Junior or not. I do it anyways. Doesn't matter. His dad appreciates it, I'm sure.
It's in his name.
Yeah. It's not on his jersey, is it?
No, I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. But when your father has won as much as he has, then you got to make reference to him every once in a while. Saw a senior at the Worlds in Moose Jaw. Was up watching his son win a world championship. I would imagine he probably indulged in the celebration on Sunday night as well. Be so out of character for him, obviously.
Carl. Just max ice. Great for you.
Kyle taps that one up open to the 8-foot.
Too much ice, mate. Good throw.
Not ideal tap, but they have their center guard now at least.
And Mouat, as Whyte did in the first, ignoring the stones in the center and playing the draw under the corner. So both teams really trying to make use of their corner guards, and we see so often, Bella, that teams throw 2 guards up and then they never get a chance to use them, but not the issue for these squads.
Curl, Bob. Okay, get there.
Perfectly done, right underneath the corner guard.
Like it, 10.5.
Like you said with the corner guards, I feel like sometimes
you
have to put them up. And if you're down by so much, you kind of have to freeze something in the center, and those guards are kind of your backup. If the opponent's missed, then you can go around it.
Right.
Yep.
Or somehow find a hit and roll.
Yeah.
Yep.
But you have to develop the end in order to use them. These teams are just saying, we're going to throw it up, we're going to go underneath it. We don't care where the first 2 stones go. But it does help when that first rock ends up being a biter. In the top of the 12-foot, feel much safer with it.
Get buried.
That one.
We'll get buried.
Great double there.
Give it to you. If you don't like it, then just give it to you. Because one of his was only a question mark of straight.
Thought a little light.
Line's good.
Wade's close. T-line. T-line, top 4. Yep.
Line's good, guys. Top T. Curl now. Just top T. Clean. Curl now. Curl. I'm getting a lot of finish there. Trace that down.
I think they hit that one as much as you could on that, pretty much.
Yeah.
Didn't curl that much off their top 12 stone there. Maybe if they were at T or back 4, maybe they could have gotten a sliver more.
We have seen teams have trouble getting behind corner guards. Almost like there's a little trough towards the outside of the 8-foot, somewhere in there.
Yeah, I noticed a little bit less finish towards the corners.
Right.
Freeze.
Great hit and roll
12
there.
in the dot.
Right behind cover.
Try it down. Really good throw.
I didn't.
Top 4, T. T-line back 4.
Yeah, back
Clean.
4.
Clean.
Action
Back
moving
4.
to the center of the
Clean.
sheet now with
Line
that
only.
roll behind the center
Clean.
guard.
Still heavy.
Yep.
Lammy playing the
Hard line.
freeze.
Hard line. Hard line. Gotta go line.
Gotta go wait.
Gotta go line. All the way. All the way. All the way.
Great shot. Go, bud.
5:15. Sorry. You'll be half in the forfeit. Huh? Sorry. All right. Nope.
Yeah, I was just trying to keep the angle slightly.
It's halfway guard. I think it was sitting.
I did have to laugh at it.
I liked it. I liked it.
Bryden trying to follow down on the same path.
Hard line.
Line's
Get close.
okay.
I beat my Gishu and then started using them.
Line's great, yep.
Where's your ideal spot here, Bella? Just locked right on.
Hard line.
I think you want to be as close to freeze as possible.
Hard.
You could also
pretty good.
freeze half a rock, but you want to make sure Team Mouat can't put another one up there easily. And now they can't, so they will elect a double something, it looks like.
Yeah, looks like they're playing off the winger.
There's a tighter
If they
path
can, it's a little bit tight to the guard.
And they just hit the open one.
Yeah.
What's the gap? Well, he gave me
About a stone.
what we were taking for door shots, which is
One
fine,
stone.
Just try and nick it off the face.
Really tough.
Okay.
Okay. Even if you're just a hair high, roll to a corner and we live shot.
Really tough doesn't usually bother Bruce's team. It's more a challenge than it is, well, we shouldn't play that then.
That was really sudden, but get one under the corner, you're sitting really good. You put it thin into the one under the corner.
Yeah, this is a thin quarter.
Bella, what bothers me about these shots with Mouat is they call clean so much on these extremely precise shots where that's not normally a call you make. But that's how precise this team is, where there's 1/2 inch you can hit on the stone, and halfway down the sheet they're calling clean. Like they know the shot's bait. That's not right.
And also when they're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And then like 1 second after that, it's like, clean. It's now good.
Yeah. Whoa means you're offline by a quarter inch.
Yeah.
Yes! 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 Yes!
Oh, great shot from Grant Hardy. Losing the guard, but as opposed to just peeling, playing soft into the yellow stone under the corner guard.
Right back on top and line
Such a tough shot.
I think you can get on top. It's high enough, right?
Looks easy.
They make it look easy. It's just that
Try and line them up.
the precision, the line calling on those in-between weights, we know they can throw them really hard, they draw well. But the difference really in these games when they play is those hack, board, and control weight shots where the sweeping has such a huge impact. And they're all able to replicate the same release. So they know exactly what they're getting with all 4 players.
Clean, yep. Hard. Hard.
This one curling hard off the line.
Yep.
Looks to be on the corner.
Whoa. Yep. Try and roll that in though.
We'll roll onto the paint, so good sweep call there from Ross to get something out of the shot.
Squeeze it off there.
Nose. Freeze.
11-4. Weight was good.
Just nose, maybe?
Nose makes this hard to get rid of.
Okay. Roll a stone in.
Sorry?
Like that. Yeah.
A lot of talk in this end on Hardy's
Roll to
shots.
here.
What are you thinking here, Bella?
Yeah, I think rolling in's good, and it's a bit tricky. You wouldn't see
10-5.
this setup that many times. It's no regular 1 or 2 shots in behind cover. This is more angles.
Right.
Whoa. Whoa. Yep.
Whoa. Curl. Clean.
Straight.
Whoa.
Straight.
Whoa.
Straight.
Yep.
Shot.
That's pretty much what they were looking for. Didn't want to roll any farther.
I think they might want it to roll a bit more, or I think they want to make sure they can take away the top yellow whenever they want, so it doesn't jam.
They've still got a bit of work to do.
I'm
not sure we want to move this one too far, because it's quite a nice angle for us. It's not easy.
Score. We ever just try to roll and stagger it onto this one then? So it's like it's always like angled up this way. Like try and roll.
Yeah. It's either that or you do what you're saying but throw more weight and try and kind of get this going.
Yeah, down the way.
for like 9.
Yep.
At like half stone, you might get this almost
Yeah,
freezing.
There's
This.
lots of Mouat stones here in the house, so you gotta make sure you
Yep. You're better probably
you make the right call here.
Don't know. See how it ends up. Thin half stone.
Half stone's really good.
Yeah.
I think this rollover is it's the call.
9.
Yeah, this is the way you can clear that yellow stone and still leave a shooter
That red over
in
there.
front of it, so that
See how it sits up.
the yellow stone on the button is getting awfully lonely if this is made by Ross, and 2 is going to be really difficult for Bruce.
Trying to move the 7 over. And you can actually get 7 into the 6.
Whyte playing the in off.
Yep.
Clean.
Whoa. Whoa.
Yes.
Curl. Curl.
Not curl. Not curl.
Pushes that over in front of the other red. I'm not sure if it's good or not.
It's in the way for sure.
It's better.
Yeah.
Tough, is it?
Tough to lose both yellows and not touch the red.
And he just hits. Well, he does that, we're forced.
I think we can lie third if we're here.
Yeah, you put this if you need it. It's catching an inch, but
yeah, skinny inch.
what happens if we throw weight at this? Might be able to lie 3.
Maybe on the...
Oh, he needs to push it a stone. Maybe still mix it, but it's maybe close.
So thinking if they hit that hard, a little bit high, Bella, that
high nose, it's close.
may make contact with that other yellow on the side of the forefoot.
Well, it's maybe more of a reason to
Yeah, I
just go
think
here.
it will make contact. You want
Like bouncing it and then that your lash.
the thing is, you want to make sure you don't get the other red with you, and also stay with your shooting rock somewhere in the house, preferably third rock. But
Good, I think you can actually nick this through too.
Can you hit the 6?
and that's what I looked at before, that you could maybe do a double also through the hole with
Agreed.
the like.
Probably just for 2.
They're so good with the down weights, but it's very very hard. But then you could also potentially have 3 in the house and still be frozen on that shot rock.
Get forced doing it.
It's very tough.
Yeah, they like the idea of sitting 3 right now, which is why they were talking about maybe playing up weight at it, but looks to be just maybe a draw bump now.
Yeah.
I think that's close. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's inside already.
Good touch the top one though. Yeah. But here, thinner. Doesn't touch top one, oh, little narrow, but okay. Line's okay.
Line's good.
Carve if you're heavy.
Hard
Close
line.
Line.
Hard line.
Line. Whoa. Whoa. Carve. Carve, you've got to go, Hammy.
Trying to get at least a nose on this line.
Okay.
I think that's okay.
Yeah, I think it's hard to get rid of the red in the middle there. So, and a less curl wouldn't have been great, but or is there a? Could you ever, with some weight, get it through the hole and even clip the other red?
Possible.
Can I make? How good can I make that?
I think you can
Can
make
I
it
miss
really
this?
good. Yeah, I think you can miss this.
You're almost trying to just hit the gap, aren't you? And hopefully we'd spin 3 in here.
Yep. Like that.
Yeah.
Even if we catch this a hair thick, this is always spinning somewhere in here.
It might go quite far, is the only concern. Do you think we can lift this one and that one?
Yes.
Let's make it now.
Yep.
3/4?
Yeah, you're this one first, right?
Just. If you hit the gap, you're pretty good, I think.
Yep.
We're really trying to run that yellow basically to hit the yellow on the side of the forefoot and the red on top of the button pretty much at the same time.
Yeah.
You're saying you're throwing it to the gap was the call.
I think if you have to choose, you want to hit the yellow tiny bit more so you get the energy from the side on that top button stone. So maybe you can.
Whyte's last in the second. A lot of deliberation for both teams this end. Little on the high side. Does get the red to the outside 12-foot.
It's not very easy to take two now.
No.
Can you get to the inside and do the double?
Yeah, you have to just paper that red rock in the top of the forefoot to make this, but does look to be there.
I always thought it was because it was dragging.
You don't want to be 1 centimeter on your own.
That would be bad.
That would be bad.
That's what we brought her in for, folks. The high-level expert analysis. Don't hit your rock, hit their rock. I'm gonna write that down too.
It's very close to the actual.
It is, yes. The
double.
the perfect make, and the worst miss are right next to each other. Mouat's last, playing the soft double for 2.
Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Yes. Yep. Whoa. Yep. Yes. Whoa. Yes. Hard. Hard.
So will it sit down? Oh, that's a steal of 1. So they didn't listen to you, Bella. They clicked their own stone. And that will be a steal of 1 for Whyte. So they lead now after 2 ends, 3-0.
Every day you go new places. A small change in how you do things, or moving your things to a whole new town, or many things to many towns all at once. No matter how small the move, it can be a big leap from where you are now. You've got it in you to go new places. So do we. We go there every day. We're here to help you move to places on the map, in the mind, in the heart, or all 3.
Go new places with AMJ Campbell. Contact us at 888-AMJ-MOVE or amjcampbell.com.
What's this one?
Well, my partner with the commentator curse here. Pulling that stone over with your mind just to be right. And does click that stone. And steal 1 for Whyte has them up 3-0. And Bella, you mentioned during the break, and it's a good point, that second time Bruce's last rock is over curled.
Tight.
Maybe something with that stone to keep an eye on.
Just show the logo.
Yeah, so you're not used to seeing him over curl twice in a row, basically. So
they seem pretty comfortable with the line halfway down, too.
Yes.
It probably would have taken me 3-4 ends to see that, but that's why we bring you in once again. Only takes 2 ends. The same rock, doing the same thing twice. We got to ask, too, because ask everybody that comes in when they have a mic on. What do you think of Tammy's hair?
I think it's special.
That's the word we've gotten a few times, too.
14-7.
It's different. It's special. It stands out, and I think that's the thing that's most important.
Yeah, I think it's way cooler to have something unique than being like everyone else.
Absolutely.
All the time. So I support it.
Everything you've said is true. I agree. Would you do it? You don't have to. You don't have to do the same style, but the color. Would you go platinum?
Yeah, I think that would be cool.
Yeah.
But it takes so much bleach, and you get on long hair, you get like damaged hair.
Yep.
But they, like the guys, they just grow out new hair so quick because they have short hair. So.
It's true. Some of them do. Some of us don't grow it out as much anymore.
But for myself, I kind of have to have the same hair for a couple of years before it gets cut.
That's a good point. So someday, maybe, you go with a shorter look.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tight. Real tight.
We'll keep that in mind. Write it down, folks. Platinum Bella, it's coming. It's not quite yet.
Got to be a little bit of room if you can never curl.
Going to the corner guard on the opposite side of the logo.
Featherweight on this one.
8 foot, top 8.
That keeps it out of the paint this time. Such a major deterrent to scoring your multiple points when you throw that first corner in the rings.
I got close. I got very close.
Line's good.
We're top 8. Easy. Top 12.
Top 8's great.
Yeah,
Might need to curl. Might need to curl. Curl.
What's these two teams' win and loss record so far in the competition?
Well, Bruce, I believe, is still undefeated, 3-0, and Team Whyte 1-2.
14-9.
So they are in need of a victory here. That 3-loss standing doesn't necessarily knock you out with the 12-team field and 6 qualifying. Could be in a tiebreaker scenario, but you really want to avoid 3 if you can, not to bring up a sore spot.
Line's really good.
I don't know who you played again. It doesn't matter. We don't call them out because I do know. They had to have cheated, obviously. There's no question. They moved the rock that you clicked on.
Yes,
on
of course.
Your last. No, nobody cheated. We're fine. A hard-fought game.
Very good.
Nice
You
draw
win some, you lose some.
Yes.
14-5.
Last competitive game I ever played in men's was at the Players.
How did it go?
It was a loss, as tends to be the case in slams when it ends and you don't win the event. But tiebreaker game, we were 2-3 going into it, so it's not out of the realm of possibility. That's why I bring it up. We actually had an agreement that we were going to flip the lineup for nationals that year post-Olympics. So I was going to skip and John was going to play third. But we didn't play nationals because we went to New York to do media stuff after the games. So we flipped it for the Players instead. So I got to skip in my last competitive event, and the guys didn't know it was going to be my last event, but I did. Won a couple games and then lost to John Epping. Good man, a good guy to have your career go out against.
For sure.
You either run double with that.
But yeah, point being, 2-3, not necessarily dead. And when you win this entire tournament, then you're going to thank me for reminding you of that.
Okay.
So this one lining up for the triple for Team Mouat, but just playing soft. The 3-point deficit, they don't want to move too much granite around. They just want to change position.
I think they need to take some, leave some more stones and in play.
Gotta go.
That one under curling once again. That same path you talked about, Bella. Running straighter.
Not bad. 11-5. 11-5.
Throw that weight.
9. Yeah.
Does it touch the yellow?
Sorry?
Does it touch the yellow if I...
It might do, but I doubt it'll touch this. 10.
More weight.
Collect in the hit and roll. There is a double, but you could jam the double, and that's not good when you're up by 3. So I like this call.
Got playing scoreboard as much as anything else with the 3-point lead. And again, only 8 end games. You're in the Grand Slam of curling events. If you've been watching the World Championships for the last few weeks, with those 10 end games, these go a lot quicker. A 3-0 deficit after 2 ends is a much bigger deficit than you would have at the Worlds with 2 extra ends to play. Nice roll there underneath center guard.
Just curl quicker.
Team Whyte rebounding very well from that loss earlier today.
It's just going to give them the run double.
This is what you guys, same as you guys.
It's going to make that.
Whoa.
Hard. Whoa.
Whoa.
Yep. Whoa.
Whoa.
Whoa. Whoa. Yep. Whoa.
Whoa. Curl.
Whoa.
Curl.
Curl.
That's good.
Rolls
11-3.
just a piece underneath that center guard, but lines up pretty well for Team Whyte here, Bella.
How much do you need for the
Yeah,
double?
good news for Mouat is they didn't leave a
2/3
direct double, or even
Slightly
with the
thinner.
run back. I don't think you could get a double.
Doesn't look like you've
or
gone off.
maybe if you go direct to the true red, you could.
Even at the other side there.
So that's important for Team Mouat now to have.
I think we could plant
Don't
this
leave
one
any easy
right
doubles
in there. It's
because
pretty good.
Ross White's team, they are so good at them.
9. Okay.
We're trying to play onto that.
You can throw more weight if you want.
You still alive?
Just kill this. No, I like 9. Here, less, Ross. Quarter stone. Yep.
Bryden just playing a 9,
Carl.
not overthrowing this.
Carl, so hard.
Needs to get up again, that straighter side.
Hard. Touch it at least.
Gets just enough to get that red off the paint. But definitely floated it a little bit again. They just don't seem to be believing that that's going to run as straight as it does. And maybe a little bit of a pop, but definitely running a bit.
And when we played higher weight takeouts on that sheet, on that outer, they were, if you ever flipped it a bit, it would run so straight.
Just edged it a touch.
Yeah, good enough.
Way good or just a touch.
Clean throw there for Grant Hardy. Great view. Right on line.
Line's really tight.
We're really narrow as well.
You're close though.
Hard.
Hard line. Line's still good. Well on the line. Well on the line.
Trying to get around this rock on the top of the 4-foot.
Hard.
Curl.
Oh, what a shot from Grant. May have moved it. Oh, I think the back one's still second. It's very close.
Yeah.
What a sweep from Lammy and McMillan.
You seen that as well?
7-8.
I think if we make the freeze and he makes
Sometimes
that,
you would.
This anyway.
7-8.
Like when I play mixed double with my brother, you can almost feel some kind of difference in the sweeping. They're weighing so much more, the guys, so like they don't have to be as precise. Sometimes I feel like that.
Yeah,
they can get away with a really short throw.
Well, when we were doing the broom testing in Guelph, Rachel Homan was throwing the test stones, and Bobby Lammy, Bendik Ramsfell, and Pablo Lachak-Buspin were the sweepers. And she would throw, and she'd just watch the guys sweep and say, I'd never miss a shot.
Yeah.
I had this all the time, just shaking her head. Oh, great shot. Run back. Yeah, sits 2. Fantastic stuff from Ross Whyte. Can't do much more than Mouat did to try to set that up, but got to tip your cap on that one.
Yeah, the problem is that kind of kicks down a little bit, but I think it's still if you're into the side of it.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah. Just have it a bit slow, we should corner touch.
Unless I play the draw now, but I think we would just freeze.
Just here we are first.
Yeah.
Probably sticking the run and.
Yeah. I think that's as good as you're getting.
Just assuming it's made at this point. Yeah, they're probably sticking the run, but Bella probably wisely playing the draw as opposed to some kind of chip roll over and try to make that back one count. You know, pretty unlikely that you could move both and still not leave something open in the port.
Yeah, but still you're down 3. Maybe you like to take some chances, but.
That was heavy.
And as you mentioned before, they're so good with this low weight takeouts, rolls, Team Mouat.
Yeah, so just playing soft into this rock in the top of the 8-foot. Always is there to play thin to the back one.
Close. Yep. Whoa.
Should see a little bit of curl here.
Whoa, off, curl. Curl.
They are playing thin to the back. Just a little too thin. I think they thought they were going to get a little more finish. So they were talking about top 4 and then changed the call to the soft weight shot that we said probably wise not to play. And a little bit too thin.
Try to go here then. Well,
did they also move their own to third rock?
Looks that way, yeah. So now Whyte will draw to sit 3.
I don't think he's ever taken this on for.
I think so.
Here?
I think that's close.
We were here actually for your draw.
That was a good throw.
And we got to that.
Yeah.
Are we ever here less?
I'm not convinced in that throw. Okay. I think where you had it's close.
If this is made well, it's going to be a tougher score for Bruce as well.
I think we like to, so put it around the pin.
Yeah, not a lot of paths in. You kind of want to show 3/4 of a stone, maybe half in the forefoot, touching center line somewhere in there.
Line's good. Just fully 4.
Okay, line's great.
Okay, line's great. Just get the weight right. Yep.
Hard. Line's really good.
Line's great. Carl. Carl.
Oh, just get. Whoa.
Carl.
Oh, we're too high.
Goes all the way to top button, so fairly straightforward call for Bruce.
I know, but.
Back line?
Yeah.
Taking a look just to see if there's anything for 2, but
think so.
Don't see it there.
Back line? I know they're not. That's so light, but sorry? It's not light the whole way.
Yeah, it's pretty straight as well. Like a 13.
It's really good.
And a 14. Okay.
What do you like for weight here, Bella? You just need to move the rock basically out of full 4 to score.
With this kind of ice, I would say 13 seconds on the straight side. Just make sure you don't get that you get curl if you need it.
Room.
Mouat's last,
Clean.
playing for 1.
Clean.
Just trying to get on the scoreboard and start a comeback.
Yes, hard.
And nice touch from Bruce. They will get on the board just with a 1. So Whyte with the force now leads 3-1 after 3 ends of action.
Good.
Let me say what's best for me, to feel at ease, to feel happy. Lovely weather with breeze, the simplest things. Sad love.
Rio Mare. Great taste needs little. Prime quality tuna and selected olive oil. Rio Mare, the real taste of Italy.
The single for Mouat cuts the deficit to 2, but Whyte has hammer here in the 4th end.
It's gonna be a force or steal. It's the only positive outcome for Bruce Mouat's team, and Whyte, they are happy to blank or even take 1 wouldn't be terrible, but a deuce would be perfect.
Yeah, any score is good in this situation. You're just looking at how many ends you have left.
Yeah.
It's 3-point lead at the break would be great. So number 1 goal is just keeping Mouat off the board, taking the steal away, and if the 2 or 3 presents itself, you take it. And that's what these teams do so well, Bella, is you know, they play scoreboard, they look at the situation and say, we're just not going to give you an opportunity to score. Doesn't mean that we can't get our 2, but we're not going to push for it. We're just going to let it happen as long as we know we're not giving any steal opportunities.
For sure. And on the other hand, I think we'll see more offensive strategy from Team Mouat. They know they kind of have to make a steal or force take 3 or they need something to turn this game around.
That they do.
So they know that they
right up there.
probably need to take their chances.
Great.
Go.
Good tight then. Or curl.
I really want to bury this one now so they can't dig it out as it's in the house, but there is a small piece showing. I'd be pretty tempted to, even if you don't take it out, to play the tick on that stone in the house and open that up.
If made, it's really good, but you gotta be careful with that center guard. You can't even move it out of the way. A couple of years back, I think that would have been the call now.
Yeah.
But with the no tick rule,
no
it's
margin
too
for
risky.
error. Yeah. So they're going to throw open side.
Go to get back there.
It's a shot we don't see all that often these days, and one we saw a lot more with 4-rock and with no tick, or without no tick.
Gotta be at least T.
Throwing to the back quadrant on the open side. Really curling, though. Be hard to get shot over the rock in the top of the 12-foot.
Don't want to leave this high.
A really good sweep to get it to where they did, but I didn't really want that above the tee.
Yeah. 15-4.
I like that.
This is almost there to move it out.
It's 15-4 in the middle. Big sweep. Not far off the same, to be fair. Yeah.
11.
Definitely slightly slow.
Control off the line as well.
This way, dunk.
Definitely couldn't place something that good if they made a bucket and freeze.
Close to 10.5. Clean.
Whoa. It's horrible.
Yep. Playing the hit and roll off of the winger.
Whoa. Whoa. Straight.
11.
Straight.
11.
Whoa.
11.
Yep.
Good shot.
Pretty well done. Comes out the other side just a touch, but brings the action to the center of the sheet, and that's what they want.
Weight came off a little bit, Hog line in.
Fadgen will play the run. See how many of these rocks he can get moving.
Clean. Yep.
Call that regular peel, Bella. Maybe not easy peel, but not big peel.
For us, that would have been big peel, but for them,
For me, it would have been big peel.
Guard this for now.
Garden for a bunch.
You ever just touch a line and leave him the hole and we're going to have a freeze or something? Yeah.
would you say that's the biggest difference if you compared curling from 15 years ago?
Yeah,
and
more
sweeping?
More up weights, more effect on sweep. I think even right up there with both of those is the ice conditions too. It's just pristine all the time, to the point that if there's a run or two in the ice, players complain about having to actually read it because they're so used to getting perfect ice. We always were hoping that we'd have ice that wasn't perfect because we liked our ability to read.
Nice. I don't hit.
But yeah, the game is even from 2 quads ago, you know, when I still was out there, the execution level is so high and the depth of the fields is so high. And that's another thing. The rest of the world has gotten so much better that every time you think to yourself, like, you know what, maybe I could still do this. I could go out there. Then I watch games like this, and it's like, oh, I think I'm good here. This is a good spot for me.
It's fun to see how the game's developed in so many countries, and
yeah, great thing for the sport.
So many different European and Asian countries that are doing so well. So can't really. It's not that easy to point out the winners of the Europeans or the Worlds anymore. Even though I think Bruce's team were close to favorites.
Line's good.
Yeah, they have to be, just with their track record. You win as much as they have. You can look at the numbers. You can look at the execution. Everything points to them being the top team, but there's so many teams that could compete for podium level at the Worlds and the Olympics now, or to win a Grand Slam event. You know, when you can say that the number 2 team in Scotland can win a slam, then that's a great thing for curling.
I don't think there's a gap. If there is, sorry.
Trying to get rid of both these guards, kind of hitting right in the pocket.
Whoa. Whoa. Ah, good try. Nice shot.
It does go through. That's what they were hoping for, but at a different angle than they were hoping.
This time.
But both guards go and they don't leave one up there. That's a good result no matter what for Team Whyte.
This will be back to you, won't it? And just bite the line. Well, if he hits and rolls wide, he can't really then do much. I think we're going tight, almost just split the gap.
Wasn't the best of slides, I'll take it to be fair. I'd rather do that than if I can catch one too thick and stuff, and all of a sudden it's double.
Line's good.
Line.
Line's fine. Room now.
Line's good.
A little bit of room.
Getting very difficult now, Bella, to manufacture
a
steal.
Never curl, never curl.
No guards in play, and that yellow stone right on the top of the forefoot in the center line is a trouble rock for Mouat.
Whoa.
Yeah, I think they might shift boats to try to get a force later in this end, but it's too early to make a takeout now because of Mouat or Whyte's ability to make all those doubles. But
Just where's the red going? Is it going in the ring?
It's a fine line whether you get that one out.
Yeah. It's probably going in the ring.
It might not be too bad. You might just put it to here.
A really difficult shot if they
I
take
think
this
if
on.
we play this and don't contact that, they're making this then.
Okay.
if you play that, you want to make sure you have a speed. So if you get up to half rock, you would.
Yep. If it ever sneaks
you would
by,
never get Mouat stone into the house.
Yeah.
Because then you could be. And they don't have to be as precise with their hit later.
Right. Yeah, that definitely brings the force into play even more.
Yeah. But if made, it's.
Yeah, it would be very good. Yeah. Really precise stuff here from Robin Bryden.
Yep. Clean. Yep. Oh. Whoa. Yep. Oh. Whoa.
Trying to just barely tick maybe a third.
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Roll onto the paint, see if the weight is right.
Spin more than it.
The red does go on, but will the yellow out count it? Absolutely.
Okay.
Great stuff from Bryden. They're not sure on that biter for red, but may not come into play. I don't think they're playing blank anymore after that gets on the paint.
Seeing 9. Try and get him. Good.
Yeah, it's this and rolls. He's 2.
We're pretty close.
That's your best way to force.
It's hard, but
Playing this, you need a miss. Don't know where you roll it.
Okay.
I don't like that.
I don't like measuring it. That's a very good point. Well,
If you nose, he plants this there and rolls here, you're forced.
Well, you can freeze that one and just stop and force. Hard shot, but.
What do you like, Bruce?
What's he playing if I make this? Hair thinner. Or as good as I can make it. Hair thinner. Yeah, to make sure that goes on. Even still, like if I make this and don't make the perfect roll, he makes the double, I can then freeze. It's the same sort of thing, right? Yeah, just.
I think I like the hit and roll.
Or you go there.
Hit and roll.
Control.
9-5. 9-5. Pretty good.
Really not much option here for Mouat, Bella, to play the force as opposed to try to find a steal somewhere.
Clean. Curl.
Close. Oh.
Clean.
Close. Yep.
Hard.
Hard, you've got to go. Whoa. Yes. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hard, 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 hard. Good effort.
That doesn't quite roll under.
10.5, third. Fun.
Very good try.
Almost quarter. Makes it
Okay, third, quarter.
Quick decision from
quarter
Whyte to play the double, and this is the two that we talked about. Again, playing peels, just taking steal out of play, and then if you get the chance for two, take it, and they have that now.
I actually don't mind it.
Third.
It's just the sugar, to be honest. That's all I want.
I'm just going for easy. I'm not going
None
to
of your
throw
rolls like
it.
that. Alright.
No, I think you should run. You know how we've seen it.
You want to make sure you don't get. You could potentially roll up again towards your own if you're hitting too much, too hard. So I think we'll see a bit quieter Whyte here. Yeah.
Oh.
Clean.
Looks like
Clean.
easy
Go.
peel
Clean.
to maybe
Oh.
firm.
Whoa, straight.
Whoa.
Whoa. Whoa.
Ends up going deep, so there is a double available now for Mouat, even though the double was made.
You're going to give a wee nudge.
They could take this on. If that rock is biting, could play into a force still.
Yeah, and it's tough when you have to make the call.
Take half, mate, still make it.
As if Mouat makes this double and Team Whyte is looking at maybe one in the house, or is it two in the house, and then you have to take the. Do we go for the blank or do we?
Yeah, if you're not sure, you have to take the point.
Yeah.
You can't risk giving them one. And again, we said that the score in this end is still a good result for Team Whyte.
Yeah.
2/3.
Big shot here for Mouat. Does not want to give a 2 and take a 4-point deficit to the break.
Oh, clean. Clean.
Go. Go. Carl.
Looks a little thin. Oh, just barely goes behind. So no decision at all for Ross. Just has to hit the paint for 2. Second time he's had to hit basically 12-foot for a second point in this game. Love having those as a skip, don't you?
Yeah, they are. When you don't have to make a run triple-double, it's always nice.
Yeah, you know what? Hit the 12-foot circle down there and you're good. Don't mind those. And give the big fist pump afterwards. Saw you with both hands in the air on that in-off for 5.
Yeah.
Well, how do you like that?
Yes. I think
Love
you
that
have to
stuff.
celebrate
Absolutely.
the good shots.
We mentioned it on the air. We didn't have your game. Had to. So huge draw here for Whyte. Can he hit the paint for his 2?
Okay, hair narrow, but line will be good.
And celebrate like Bella Van.
Early.
Hands up in the air.
Hands in the air. Sweeper's going pretty hard on it, but no problem at all. That will be 2 for Ross Whyte. Total control of this feature matchup. They lead Bruce Mouat, the defending world champions, 5-1 going into the break.
Let me say what's best for me. To feel at ease, to feel happy. Lovely weather with the breeze. The simplest things. Sad love.
Rio Mare. Great taste means little. Prime quality tuna and selected olive oil. Rio Mare, the real taste of Italy.
When you've conquered another game, a long day, a job well done, and the final work call. We're your place. Come as you are and fit in comfortably. Mr. Mike's. Eat locally, enjoy casual.
Back for the second half of action here in our feature matchup on Sheet C. Ross Whyte with a 5-1 lead over world champion Bruce Mouat. Tyler George here with world mixed doubles champion 2024 Isabella Vrana.
Always done.
Hello, hello.
Quite the performance from Team Whyte thus far, and you know, again, we talked before the game about the rivalry matchup.
Yeah.
In the same country, and one that I'm sure Whyte had some extra motivation for. And for Mouat, really easy to have a letdown coming off of such a major event, but started with 3 wins here already. In great shape to make the playoffs. But Whyte has been the better team start to finish in this game.
Good throw, you.
And they knew going into this game also that they probably needed a win.
Right.
Team Whyte to have better chances at qualifying. And on the other hand, I know Bruce Mouat and the team don't ever want to lose to Ross Whyte, but they're in a very good position still, even if they lose this one to qualify. But then again, at the players, you want to go directly to the semifinal.
That you do. Yes, all important should be noted with 6 teams qualifying as opposed to 8.
Wait's great.
That there will be 2 byes
It needs the curl.
to the semifinal round. So really trying to get one of those top 2 seeds, and Mouat's chances of doing that lessening by the end with this 4-point deficit.
It definitely tracked longer. Maybe just more of an into-out motion. My draw for 2.
Just like corners up on opposite sides here, Junior.
Pretty close. Not curled yet. Close. Wait's good.
Bella, Mouat did get finally a little bit of a break
17.
2 nights ago and into yesterday during the day, as they didn't play until 7:30 last night after only having 1 game the day before. So they were talking while we were on their game about sleep, rest, just getting it as soon as they possibly could and sleeping for as long as they were able. So maybe got regenerated a little bit, but just so much curling over this period of time for these teams, and it is something that we see every year with the teams that play in the men's worlds and then play in the Players' Championship.
And then I believe Bruce is going also to the World's Mixed Doubles. And
Brett Gallant for Team Canada actually taking this week off from playing the Players to get ready for the World Mixed Doubles. Very important for Brett and his partner, Jocelyn Peterman. They are the Canadian reps for the Olympics if they earn the country's spot, as they've already won the trials. Same deal for Corey Dropkin from the United States, as they've already won the U.S. spot. So We were talking in an earlier broadcast, is there more pressure on you when you're just playing for you and not for everybody's opportunity? So you know that if you win or if you do well enough, you're going to the Olympics. But in other circumstances where you're playing in the World Championships and you don't know who your Olympic team is going to be yet for your country, is there more pressure because you could be playing for somebody else's spot or your own?
I think it's a lot of pressure with the Olympics regardless.
No
I would
question.
say, even if it's for yourself and your own spot, then it's very direct, but also you don't want to let down your country. After the Worlds, you have one more qualifying event, and I think if you think it that way, that we have one more chance of, I think it's 2 spots at the Olympic trials.
Right.
Maybe you can ease off some of that pressure and maybe be able to play a bit better, but it's hard with pressure in sports because either you have it or you don't. Kind of.
17-3 in that one.
And you just gotta learn how to play well with it.
One of the most difficult things in sports is exactly what you're talking about.
Even if you bump and roll
all the training, can you do it when it matters most? Can you shut the brain off and just let muscle memory take over? And it is an extremely difficult thing to do. If we knew exactly how, then we'd be able to coach that. That's what we have sports psych for.
Try and get that, stick that here.
A really good touch here from Team Whyte again. Angles playing in their favor.
Good spot.
3 stones in the 4-foot, 1 cornered on Mouat's only counter in the top of the 4s.
They need a little tap to change the angles here.
Tapply tap attempt for Bobby Lammy.
Same way.
Didn't hear them use that term. It's you're a little more technical than they are. That is the proper term.
Hard.
Have to have you write that out. See how it's spelled too.
All the way. Not bad.
It does tapply tap a little bit.
It's better.
It's better than it was.
Roll in off that.
Looks like they can roll in front and kill
Try
one.
and roll. Can I half out? Yep.
That was tough.
11.5, 12. 12?
No.
Okay. 11.5, 12.
Do you want to move that second stone at all here, Bella? Maybe unlock it a little bit, even though you'd be moving your own off the button? Or do you want to cross a hair and stay right in front of it?
I think if you could ever get the backing removed a bit, it would help.
I agree.
Yes. Whoa. Carol. Whoa. Carol.
Yeah, they actually played 2 roll to the inside. That plays to a great angle as well, but now it does leave a little bit of a pocket, and this was the issue with playing the roll as opposed to unlocking it, as you said. Now you tap that yellow, get to the inside,
12,
and
back line.
it's really difficult to remove this stone. Had you moved that back one, then this shot wouldn't be there. I think I agree with you. Not Ross.
Clean. Whoa. Clean.
Tappily tap.
Curl.
A lot of tappily taps here in the 4-foot.
Yep. Whoa.
Looking like a mixed doubles end.
Hard. Whoa. Hard. Yep. Sit. Okay, sorry.
I don't think they wanted it to nestle up against their own. Maybe able to hit what you can see.
What did we need to do?
It is a straight spot, so.
Hit.
But, oh, that side.
Is it hit wide C or thinner? Here, thinner's great.
Well, this would still be the straighter spot, as you're talking about, too. So just putting the broom exactly where you want to hit, basically.
Yes. Really hard. Really gotta go. Really gotta go. Miss it, miss it, miss it.
Squirts the one out, but jams with the other, so maybe an opportunity now for
We've got 3 counters though.
Mouat.
Yeah. Can I angle one in?
Sure.
Which one?
Sorry?
Which one?
This one.
Okay.
This one you hit the red all the time.
We agree. I think 4 down. I think we need to stick with him.
It's pretty close to thin half. Throwing easy peel. You just throw peel.
You wouldn't see this call earlier in the
Almost
game.
good. What am I hitting?
No, definitely would
Thin
not.
half stone's close.
Really extending in this end to try to set up a 2 or a 3. And not a shot that you'd see before skips last very often either, but they feel they don't have much choice with the 4-point deficit.
Yes!
Hard!
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 Oh, what a shot. Didn't quite move the second one far enough to sit 3, but way better than it was.
I think even if we stuff it there, Ross.
More weight.
Stuff.
That helps.
That does improve the situation greatly.
Run triple this way.
A little light to make that one go too high.
What do you see?
Well, if we can make the run triple, that's
To
great.
properly get back into the game, I think they
more
need to
times than not,
take
you're probably
3.
just-
So kind of have to take those calls, and if missed, then the game could be over.
If you
But
like
you gotta
trying to make that, I'm okay
take
with
your
it.
chances.
Sliver low.
Well, if you think it's there.
I think it is there.
I wonder if you have to go too thin underneath this to touch that. Like, to make them both go, I think you maybe have to go too thin under that.
It's very close. I think it is there.
So Ross looking at the
I think we try and
run
make this,
triple
but if it ever
here.
hangs, we might just make that, okay?
Nose to sliver low.
Nose to sliver low.
Yeah, I think they all go if you hit this right. If that guard wasn't there, that's the shot you'd be playing, is the triple.
Nose to sliver low might make them all go.
It's really close to nose. I think Ross is right, just a hair low.
Yep.
Whoa. Whoa. Yep.
Whoa.
Whoa. Whoa. Carl. Carl. Carl.
Shot.
Doesn't get all 3, but it's the important 2.
Get that one.
Now they are sitting 2.
Get this.
You can just make that, yeah.
Okay. 12.
Yep.
Shot Ross. Shot Ross.
You too. Very good, done without it.
So where does the 2 come from now, Bella? What are you looking to accomplish?
Hit and roll. You want to be
Well.
shot rock.
Yep.
Just the short roll underneath center or all the way, if you could get there, wide to the corner?
I don't think you can.
Now it's pretty tight to the guard, right?
Clean.
But if you could, the long
Close.
roll would have been very
Close.
good. But
Does not look to be there
Curl.
from the long shot.
Curl. 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 Curl.
Miami
curl,
trying to
curl,
turn it
curl,
over
curl.
for the roll.
Very good.
Does get shot rock. It's a little more interesting now, as can't see all of that red stone, and it may play into a jam.
Ross Whyte could decide to just draw one around here.
Could.
Don't hit the chase.
The worry of the chase is
Have to make sure you don't leave the,
Yeah, but I think if you're like
the
The
run
corner.
double then, or the corner run double.
Yeah.
close. I think we like the draw underneath everything, or playing this chase.
They could also
you're
hit
probably
and
one of
roll on the winger, but it's if they don't make that one, will be an easier
even if
2
you're
for
three
Mouat. But
quarters
I don't know
under,
if giving up
7/8
2 in
under.
this end is that bad. You have to weigh in the risk reward. Both calls are good calls. Depends on your move.
The chase is if it ever stuffs there and we don't roll better than it.
It's 3. Okay. One back, forward, back button.
Draw does look to be the call then. As long as you get this to even up with your own in the back of the 8-foot right now, then 3 is gone. And 2 looks very difficult. Would probably be a angle run
You
again.
can throw the run because their chase isn't very easy. Yeah, their shot's not overly easy.
Can't really hit number
got a
3
shot that run double, do I?
and roll in. It's almost.
Do I have a free shot
very
that
good
runs
chance
double?
of a
Because their
double
chase
again.
for 2, if I make contact, it's not easy. Is that the easiest shot?
Sure. And if you stick it there, you're probably beating it anyway.
It will beat it.
Just about, yeah.
I think we're probably playing that then. A slither high and try and make the double.
Remember the days when the draw was the easier shot than the run double? Does not appear to be the case right now. So they actually said, is that the easiest shot? And to make contact with the top one, possibly. Would there be an angle run for 2 if they played the draw? Probably. So trying to eliminate that altogether, just playing the run.
Carl!
Carl, so hard.
Carl! Carl!
It does make the run. Sits 2. Mission accomplished.
Very tough to get to. Gonna probably have to
They're
run
tough, but
in
you have to
the.
take it on.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to. And basically saying it's, we make this, we're back in it, we miss, we probably shake.
Yeah.
Full peel. Half down there. I didn't want to.
So maybe half to thick half.
Just take a sliver of the one in the 12-foot.
That's so thin. I don't want to hear clean on this one.
I like
Don't
that.
feel clean. That's just wrong.
I think you need peel.
Our
half
other
stone.
partner over there,
That's
Mr. Wang,
close.
and I had
Slide-wise didn't hit, I just
their
thought-
games previously in the season where the exact same thing was happening. Or we would get angry when they call clean on these.
You know, that whole
Drop the shoulder.
drop the shoulder.
We're back.
Last shot, 5th end. Mouat. Angle slash run double. This one hanging a little bit. Just sticks, so will be a steal.
Hey,
Single point. Whyte now leads 6-1, just watching to make sure if there's no handshakes here with the 5-point deficit, or if Mouat continues to play this out. Don't see any motion for handshakes as of now, so 6-1. Whyte leads on to the 6th.
I've stood at the pinnacle of curling and battled in the most intense games.
Out on the ice, there's no room for compromise.
And when the pressure's on, every millimeter counts.
It's not just a game.
It's about maximizing performance.
Pushing limits.
Seizing victory.
When victory hangs in the balance,
I know what I'm relying on.
it's a gold line.
It's a gold line.
It's a gold line.
And it's the choice of champions.
Prevent anything more than a 2. You'd still be okay with giving it 2 with 5-point lead, 3 ends to go.
Minus centre.
Okay.
I'm guarding that. One
So
centre,
this is
one
something
corner.
we'll see more and more these days when the team is down by more than 3-4 points. That they like to play the center guard so the opponents
Halfway.
can't move it into the house.
Line's good.
But also with the Team White's rock being
Line's
top
good.
8-foot, it's almost like an extra
Oh,
guard,
Bob.
maybe.
Well then,
Could
whoa,
be.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
Just show your brush.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Don't mind them taking it.
Top 4. That's what I gave you before.
So Tyler, what was your favorite
Okay,
competition
line's
to
good.
play when you were still playing?
Favorite
Line's
non-charity
great.
event?
Line's great.
Yeah.
Those don't really count. Those are supposed to be fun.
Line's great.
I mean,
Okay,
Continental
top four.
Cup was kind of an exhibition,
Line's
but
great.
it was the most fun event for sure. But
Curl now, yep.
just
Yes,
for
we're
actual
curling
tour
now.
events, this may have been it, actually. The Players was always a really good time. Downtown Toronto's fun for the teams. End of the season, so tends to be a little more fun event
Level
as
with
well,
it.
even though it's the most prestigious event on tour with the top 12 teams in the world. But it's always fun when you can look around at the other sheets and say, we've made it to this level, regardless of if you win a world championship or if you get to the Olympics or anything like that.
Really
Just to
tight.
be able to say that you've reached the pinnacle of the
Line's tight.
sport.
Really
in the
tight.
top 12 teams on the planet, it's a very rare thing. So
Line's fine.
I hope you get a chance to do that just for a
Curl.
second, even though you've been here many times now. But just thinking about everything that went into getting to where you're at really means a lot. And I remember the first slam I played in, looking to my right and seeing Glenn Howard, looking to my left and seeing Brad Gushu, and across the sheets I'm playing against Kevin Martin, and think, how did we get here? What is happening right now? And Kevin's just below us in the booth right now too, but yeah, it's I don't know if that you felt that way at your first slam too, but you have to be a little bit in awe of your own accomplishments to get there.
I was
Line's great.
I was still a junior at my first slam actually, but it was when you won. You got a spot at the Champions Cup if you won the juniors.
Right.
Hard.
That's a pretty good humble brag there too. When I was still juniors, we were really good.
No, we did.
Robin.
What I was trying to say, we didn't get there because we were
Play
top
it down, wait, and try and
12
spill
because
the
we
thing.
were like
Not after
50
this.
or 60 or something.
Hey.
But that was a
Yeah.
Stick it there then.
fun thing when they invited junior teams. And it was a huge thing, and getting to play against Eve Muirhead and seeing Rachel Holman when you were that young and you just wanted to be like them.
Yeah.
10.
Yeah, we were
Still
all
want to
there.
be like them.
Yep. Whoa.
Yeah, you still look up to all those players to a certain degree. I mean, I broadcast with Kevin, and I'm still like, how many games did I watch him play on television? And here I am sitting doing commentary at the World Championships with him. And yeah, that's the great thing with our sport. It's generational, but
Fit calf.
even the ones you look up to, you get to take the ice with them. You get to pick their brains, and top players are so great about information sharing and wanting to help you as much as they can too. Once they retire, usually. So Whyte again with the 6-1 lead, now trying to play the run. Actually, just the double peel here. A little bit too thin.
Think so.
Sitting 2 underneath. One Mouat counter in the top of 12
Level with
foot.
that one that's there. Yeah, you can be a stone deeper, 2 stones deeper.
Or you go deep and give them a slash.
He might take the slash. Yeah. I think we keep it
Okay.
top 4, top 8.
Gives them a thin double. But
And what's your favorite event
I
that
think
you've played in?
I think it's the players as well.
Yeah.
And like, it counts for all slabs. I think it's amazing to be at the slabs.
I like the weight.
But
Line's good.
Weight's close. Well, but, yeah.
players, something special.
Line's fine.
Weight's
Give
good.
it room.
It's always very
Top
fun.
8,
and
top.
T-line if you can. Top 12.
I think there's something
Curl then, you've got to
to
really curl.
the different vibe to when you're playing the slams earlier in the season.
Really gotta go.
You're working towards a goal. You're trying to earn more points. You're getting ready for your nationals or the worlds, the Olympic qualifying, anything like that. Playing here, it's like everything's done.
12,
The pressure is off for what you need to accomplish. So anything you do here is kind of a bonus.
Yeah.
Even being as prestigious as it is, there's no consequences with this event really, except for maybe needing to get points to get into the slams for next season. Most of the teams in the top 12 are fairly safe with that for early next year. But you don't have that weight on your shoulders of if we don't win, if we don't qualify, then this happens. It's just
keep going.
last event, all the best teams. You're in a really fun city, fun area. Don't have to worry about the worlds or anything like that. Just get to go out, let it fly, have a good time.
Yeah, if you can ever get inside here. Or you play something like this.
For next year, the players will be earlier.
Yeah. I believe that's correct.
Yeah, don't mind that either, but
Straight down.
don't mind around the corner. Yeah. Has to make some. They just single that top one. Off. I thought really heavy.
Do you want to go round it? Yep.
You can't go round it.
Clean. Yep. Straight.
Whoa.
Curl.
Can you go round it when you're already on it?
Okay. So bad.
Gets to the top of the 4 and creates a pocket on the tee line.
Second half, the third.
Bella Whyte would be very happy to
third. Just make sure we get this one going.
lose the top and one of the stones that creates a pocket here, right?
Yes. And, high weight takeouts are both of these teams' things. So I'm pretty sure we will see some flying here.
That's big peel there from Bryden.
Shot. Sit.
Does just that. Keeps the rock from going underneath the corner guard as well and loses the pocket. So that's job well done from Rob. They have been sharp all game. Not leaving Mouat much room to breathe. Taste of Bruce's own medicine.
It's good. They were rolling, both of them rolling behind that corner. So oh yeah. Really good. Make this draw. We kill this one. Curl.
Line's okay. Yep, Curl.
Clean.
Line's good.
Clean.
Line's good. Curl.
Straight.
Curl. You've got it, Curl. You're past by a mile.
Curl. Keep it going.
Again, trying to get this to turn over to Barry.
Gotta keep it high of it.
Whoa. Curl. Yeah, that's good. Nice spot.
And well done. 4th count.
Kind of barreled. Nose? Yeah. I don't roll this way.
First thought was dead nose, but I don't hate to roll this way.
My only fear with nose is he makes this double and it kind of spins over and behind here, and I'm thinking if I roll over here.
I guess with rolling here, he's never just got this a hair high to.
Brilliant. It's only 2.
Oh, I know.
We just don't want another one in behind here. Okay. That's the only thing.
Okay. Roll foot then.
Like he might play a freeze. Might freeze it, but I just have to place a good draw. It's not a quad.
No.
I think Ross is right. They
like nose,
probably play a freeze if they roll.
Or he just makes the hit
onto.
roll and then we're. I know, but what's? Can we
I don't think that the nose hit here is terrible. Then you don't really give them anything to freeze onto.
Yeah, not much. I agree. I think nose is probably your best spot. They're talking about maybe rolling in, but now you and Kyle talking about the nose hit.
We could probably just pick it for 11.5. See how it sits after. 11.5. Just try and roll to the edge of the button. Yeah. Nose isn't horrendous.
No. Nose is better than over roll.
Yeah, I would agree. Like that. Yeah, I make sure I'm beating this.
Nose isn't horrendous at all. It's a very good shot, but they are going to try to roll to just touching the side of the button.
Yeah, just try and roll like a stone towards you, though.
Current rank should be number 3.
11.5.
Or just overtake off the water.
Whyte playing the soft weight in-turn hit. Said nose is fine, but trying to roll a 1.5 feet.
Carl, so hard.
Maybe a bit of an overroll, but don't think it hurts them.
10-2.
Play it like normal. Need to play control.
If you're there, you can just pick
10-10. A bad time probably, but.
So what do you like here? The hit and roll, or try to freeze something, or tap something?
If you play the hit and the tappily tap is always there.
Nose quad.
If you play the hit and roll, you may be able to lose 2 yellows, which is how you bring that red into play. And it's probably the top one, or the back 2.
Okay.
The one on the tee line, the one back 4 foot. You might be able to lose both of those and roll over and just leave 1 yellow. Otherwise, you're just playing the freeze and you're trying to score 2 with your last 2, because I don't think you're ever losing all 3 of the yellows after
the other
that.
option is you just play it quiet. You've got this double for 2. 3 if he misses. If he guards, you maybe got that.
If you're hitting, the number 1 goal is getting the shooter underneath the corner.
Yeah.
Maybe they can't play enough weight to get the deep roll to get behind their own if you're trying to kill 2, but you could play soft and try to leave a double for the last, but you're hoping for a miss, which you kind of are to get 3 no matter what.
As of right now, if you would,
you might even be able to get
if you would draw around the corner, like you couldn't move all of those 3 yellows on your last one without rolling out.
I need 11 to get under this.
So I think I agree with you. I like to hit and roll here.
Even 11-5. Try and miss this.
Anything less than a 2, and I think that's probably game.
Yeah.
For Bruce. So really would like to get a deep roll here if they can.
Close.
I think he's trying
Curl.
to kill the top one.
Curl. Carve. Right to it, Hammy, you're close. Right to it, right to it.
Yeah, a little too thin.
Yeah,
stay on the paint. All the way off.
No way, man.
Big spin back at the end, though.
It was out by like this much.
Yeah, that wasn't even close. That's a huge spin back to the paint if it did get on. I think you can still throw or draw in a lot of different spots.
Yeah.
I'm too scared to play something that they have the E up with. Great.
He's doing well to, like, if we're here.
And he's playing the wheel. Thin off the one on the tee line. Redirect off the one back 4 and kick back up towards that stone.
There's a good chance.
That one, there's no wheel.
It's just a fine line between placing it right. I think if...
Well, I mean, if you're here.
I don't see much if you're there. Then he's got to...
Well, he's losing this.
Yeah, he has to
the
lose
run
that
triple.
one.
Well, I don't think so. I'd quite happily see him play that.
The easy run triple for 2.
Well, we can't leave him that.
Where do you want it?
Just right beside this.
Maybe for 3 if that one did spin back onto the paint.
Like, bite the 4.
Like to give them a chance. The only way to get 3 is if they throw this.
As long as you know what the speed is here. Okay, we've seen quite a few there down here.
Yep.
So Whyte playing the in-turn draw, just trying to leave
Line's good.
no triple
Room if anything.
for Mouat.
Okay, line's good. Close.
Line's great. Line's fine.
Way on,
Just next to the red if we can.
Carl then. Carve. Carve then. Carve.
Easy.
Well, that may have left 2 options for a triple. I think the one playing thin off number 1 counter is probably the more difficult of the 2, but the other one may jam the back.
Yeah, if the
hard.
red in the back is in, but
of this one,
then you gotta
come
go
through here.
that way. But as Grant said, I think it will go under. So.
The only shot that's definitely there is that.
Do I need extra? Give you a wee bit extra.
A little bit.
Okay.
About a third. Thick third.
We're not sure if this would
Like a
be
hair
for
less,
3 or for 2, if they did get that fortunate spin enough to get back on the paint. Looks to be up in the overhead, but we've been wrong on that many times. So Mouat's last. This will be big peel as well.
Close.
Clean.
Yep.
Whoa.
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 Whoa. Yes.
Curl.
Yes. Straight. Straight. Straight.
And doesn't move it far enough, but does get the single.
I think that's it, yeah.
Mouat takes the one, and that will be handshakes. Big victory for Ross Whyte. Get themselves to 2-2 and back into contention to make the playoffs. Mouat drops to 3-1. The final score 6-2. Bella, thanks for joining.
Thank you.
You're always
for
welcome
having
up
me.
here when you get time. Keep us in line up here. Good luck the rest of the way. Maybe 2 and 3, good enough. Just win that last one, never know.
Oh, well, we'll try our best.
Commentator
and see.
bump up here. Good mojo from the booth. But that will wrap things up for our 3:30 coverage. We'll be back 7:30 tonight. 2 more feature games here with the Grand Slam curling at the AMJ Players Championship. For Tyler George, Isabella Vrana, GSOC, and the Home Team Network signing off. We'll see you at 7:30 Eastern tonight.